Hi, my name is Nathan Cooper. I volunteered at La Ceiba, Honduras from March 3rd to March 10th. We volunteered at, the group I went with, and myself included, we volunteered at two hospitals in La Ceiba. We volunteered at the Metropolitan Hospital and the Social Security Hospital. Upon arriving in country, the local A Broader View coordinator was just absolutely fantastic. Raphael was waiting for us at the airport with open arms. He was very excited to see us, waving frantically. It was a sight to behold. It was very fun. The driver from the airport to his home, he's a great driver. I felt safe the whole time, despite the erratic traffic patterns of Honduras. His home, I mean, he welcomed us with open arms. His home is absolutely beautiful. He made sure that we felt accommodated. He showed us where everything was. There was no confusion of, what's going on, where am I supposed to be, like what am I supposed to do in this home. He's very open to questions, and he was just great. He told us about the local history of La Ceiba and special idiosyncrasies of people riding around on bikes and yelling "Guineo," and which means like a little green banana, and he was absolutely fantastic. The Spanish teachers, if you take Spanish lessons, it's honestly some of the best Spanish teachers I've ever had. The personal experience and contact you get with them is second to none. They're absolutely fantastic. They teach you so much within such a short amount of time. I couldn't ask for anything else. The most surprising thing at the program was how quickly you got thrown into the mix. It was watch once and then do it. There was no time to be timid or scared. You had to get in there. It takes a big person to be able to just watch once and then get in there and do it. Don't let that discourage you though, because most people can do it. It's about having confidence, and if you can just muster up the courage for that first time when you've only seen it done once and you're supposed to do it, the rest of it becomes easy. It helps you grow as a person. It's fantastic. The most surprising thing at the accommodation was the food. It was amazing. Usually, I'm not a picky eater at all. I figured that I would be fine regardless. There might have been a couple meals that you just kind of had to force down, but it was not like that at all. The food was fantastic. I journaled the whole time here, and I made sure to include every meal we had at Raphael's house because it was great. I really couldn't have asked for more. The most surprising thing about the country might be the traffic. It's a controlled chaos. It looks really scary, especially when you get in the car from the airport and you're driving home. It's like, oh my goodness, we're going to crash, but it's not like that at all. After a minute or two, you realize that everybody knows what they're doing, and it's just how it works here. Also about the country, I was surprised with how friendly people were. Everybody was, even if they didn't understand you, they were willing to say hi. In broken English, at the hospitals, I got a lot of "Welcome to my country, thank you for being here, you're really appreciated." It's very surprising. We had this fear, the group and I, of coming in, of being the typical Americans coming into a different country, and telling everybody else what to do. But it didn't happen like that at all. Everybody was really happy for us to be here, and they loved that we spent our time here trying to help them. The most difficult thing to experience about the program, don't get me wrong, the people are great here. They're very friendly, they're very kind, but the lack of medical knowledge was a bit frustrating. For example, we worked in the Curaciones department in the old Metropolitan Hospital, and most of the cases that we saw was stuff that me or my family and I would do at home, like simple cuts. They're just not cared for, and they end up getting infected, and then you have to use all the supplies and resources trying to help that person, just because they don't know. We talked to a doctor, and he said the people here think that God will heal them. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Christian. I believe in divine healing, and I believe in the power of prayer. But the consequence of that belief is that people don't take care of themselves as much as they should. We talked about with a surgeon at the Social Security Hospital When she was in Tegucigalpa in the capital, she did great work. She would, have really nice stitches. She would hide the incisions. If it was a breast surgery, she'd hide the incisions in the areola. She said it was fantastic work. But some of the people here, they just don't take care of this stuff. So the consequence of that would be she'd have to do the final stitches a different way that would drain better because she just knows it's going to get infected. It's really frustrating to want to help so bad and be unable to reach these people on a deeper level past the just giving your time to help clean their wounds and stuff like that. The most surprising thing about or the most difficult thing to experience at the accommodation, there's not a lot to complain about. We're used to hot water in the States, and I've gone on camping trips, and hot water is not that big of a deal. I was used to it, but the water pressure was different, and that was something that you had to work your way through. But other than that, there's really nothing to complain about. The most difficult thing to experience about the country, there's not a whole lot besides like the education part in terms of health and the traffic for the 2 minutes until you realize that it's a very controlled chaos. There's not a lot of stuff that I have to complain about the country, especially La Ceiba in particular. It's beautiful. It's no complaints at all. Some trips for future volunteers. I usually pack pretty light, and I found myself not wearing all of my clothes. That might just be my personal experience, but I think overpacking complicates things. Not to mention that in terms of donations, some tips for donations, don't for a second underestimate the need of these hospitals. I myself vastly underestimated the needs because, we think hospital, yeah, they might be short on some stethoscopes or something, but they're going to have the gauze and the soap and everything else that you think a hospital would. The first day we were in the hospital, we were using the stuff that we brought to donate because there's just that short of supply. You really can't underestimate the need of these hospitals, and just bring everything. I know that's super vague, but honestly, bring everything. Bring soap, bring gauze, bring cotton balls, just everything is needed. It would be greatly appreciated and put to use almost immediately. It's very worth it to skip that outfit and bring some more donations. Some other things that you should know. A broader view is very good about letting us know of the whole go with the flow attitude and the Honduran time difference. It's very real. I'm a very laid back person, and I found it difficult the first day to grasp it. So when they say, we're going to pick you up at 2:30, or we're going to go somewhere at 2, it means like 2:30. Add 30 minutes to everything and you'll be completely fine. Just don't, how about this? Make a plan and then plan to break it, because that's how it's going to go. The accommodations here, the meals, as I've previously mentioned, they were fantastic, nothing to complain about at all. We got coconut water on the street. There's these it's like pita bread, but it's different and it's salty and it's fantastic, and I definitely plan on trying to make it when I get home. The meals they're perfect, nothing to complain about. The security, there was not a second that I didn't feel safe. The neighborhood that you'll be staying at, it's a very nice neighborhood. It's gated and locked. There are guards patrolling. When you're out in the city, there's guards in front of almost every single store. There's always somebody there that can protect you. Raphael was always good with knowing where we were going, contacting us if plans had changed. I didn't feel unsafe at all. It was fantastic. The A Broader View support prior to traveling was great. I couldn't have asked for more. They sent you constant emails to keep you updated, make sure you're on track. If you emailed them, they would email you back very, very soon. The website was great. It had all the information you could ever want. And if something was missing, just shoot them an email and they respond back very, very quickly. I'm absolutely willing to speak to other Abroad Review volunteers. It's you'll only hear good things. It was a fantastic trip. I found out about this trip through my friend. It was almost by accident, because prior to the last spring break, my grandpa got his hip replaced, and I got to help take care of him in his recovery through spring break, which was great. But this spring break, I wanted to do something good. I wanted to put my time into somewhere else, and I heard her talking about it, and I was like, "Do you need another person?" She's like, "Yes, absolutely, come along." It was like great. It was the best mistake that I overheard ever. My favorite memory here, that's not a fair question. I'll share two. So, when at the Social Security hospital, or at any hospital here, there's a lot of people that need your help, and unfortunately, they're generally understaffed a lot. Another person in my group, Austin, and I, we go to the pre-clinic of the Social Security hospital, and the look on this nurse's face when she saw help coming was priceless. She was very, very happy, very appreciative. She put up with our broken Spanish because we flew through the patients, and then when she was done and she set down the stack of papers and wiped her hands, she was as happy as could be. Other than that, we also we got to watch a C-section. We were up there, close and personal. We were there the whole time. It's really hard to describe. I'm not a type of person to wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'm not locked out. I'm very in touch with my emotions, but I don't like wearing it on my sleeve. And it brought me to tears of happiness. It was one of the best things I've ever experienced. Just a miracle. You get to see this person start their life. I'm failing with the words because you can't describe them with words. It's something that you have to get here and experience. It's fantastic. To say that this was a life-defining experience would be an understatement. I went in with an open mind. I was, I don't know what was going to happen. I'll just go and volunteer and maybe watch some stuff. But this was, without a doubt, the greatest week of my life. It's something that I would recommend for anybody and everybody. Honestly, no excuses. If you don't have the money, start working. I take full semesters too. You can start a GoFundMe for donations. It's something that, honestly, no excuses. It's something that I think everybody should do. I will definitely carry this trip with me for the rest of my life, and it has already influenced my future ambitions and goals. It's fantastic. Get out and do it.